Picture a woman in Paris sitting across from Esther Perel, clutching her husband's torn-up phone bill. It's not just the numbers that shock her, it's the story it tells: secret calls, coded texts, hidden lives. Infidelity's wreckage isn't just betrayal, it's a riddle. Why do we cheat? What does it expose about love, desire, and commitment? Esther Perel pulls back the curtain on affairs, pulling us into a world where lies reveal deeper truths and nothing is quite as simple as right or wrong. Cheating isn't always about dissatisfaction. Esther Perel shows us infidelity thrives in a paradox, craving security and freedom at once, that impossible dance our hearts try to master. Marie, a marketing exec in Brussels, felt safe in her 10-year marriage but bored. A spy thrill kicked in when she met an Italian artist. It wasn't hate or anger, it was the thrill of being seen, desired, a secret again. Her affair wasn't a rejection of her husband but a rebellion against sameness. Perel compares desire to a wild garden. If you're always there watering it closely, it wilts. Desire needs distance, unpredictability, like hunger. When the routine of commitment swoops in like an overbearing gardener, desire suffocates. Affairs sneak in when this balance tips, reminding us that passion is fueled by mystery and the unknown. Here's the twist: affairs don't just uncover neglect, they point to what couples unconsciously need but fear to admit. Desire becomes a messenger, teasing us about the missing elements of our relationships. Infidelity, painful as it is, invites us to rethink love's boundaries and rediscover what keeps intimacy alive. Not all affairs wear the same mask. Esther Perel doesn't just lump cheating into one box, she reveals its many shapes, each with its own story and meaning. Take Alex from London, who sought refuge from his sterile CEO life through a passionate affair with a poet. This wasn't just sex, it was a soulful escape, a place to feel alive, poetic, whole. The affair painted a fantasy world where he could transcend his everyday gray existence. Then there's Rachel from New York, who uncovered her husband's betrayal and struck back with her own affair. It wasn't love or desire, but a calculated act of revenge, an attempt to reclaim control, prove a point, and punish the cheater at his own game. Infidelity became her dark justice. And what about emotional affairs? Like Jenna and Mark S., who never crossed physical lines but entwined their hearts in secret conversations and shared dreams. These blurred boundaries often cause just as much heartbreak, proving love isn't only skin-deep but woven through emotional intimacy. Perel flips the script. Instead of condemning affairs outright, she invites us to rethink what commitment means in a messy, modern world. Couples therapist Esther Perel tells the story of Lisa and Daniel, who after a painful affair sat down to redraw their relationship's boundaries. They transformed their marriage from a rigid institution into a living agreement, one flexible enough to hold old pain and new growth. Commitment wasn't dead, it was reborn. Here's the real magic. An affair's aftermath might be the only time some couples get brutally honest about their needs, desires, and fears. This raw truth-telling can become fertile soil for rebuilding trust, not as it was before, but as something freer and more real, crafted by choice, not habit. Yet Perel warns, rebuilding isn't about tolerance that settles for less. It's about embracing complexity with eyes wide open, acknowledging desire's contradictions, the messy human heart, and learning to live with imperfection without losing hope for connection. Remember that woman in Paris and her cracked phone bill? The shock was just the surface. Perel teaches us that infidelity isn't a simple end, it's a beginning, a dark lantern showing us where love's edges fray and where new forms of connection might grow. Try this. Next time your relationship feels routine, ask not if something's wrong, but what desire wants to be invited back in. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.